This is Mistakes in the Making.
Hi, I'm actor and writer Joshua Noble, and I'm here to talk about mistakes. One mistake I made early in my career was I didn't diversify my approach to the industry. I kind of took the paths that people laid out for me, and I didn't really understand this until the pandemic struck. And my partner and I started a production company right before the pandemic really got into full swing. And we had no choice as things kind of progressed other than pivot to what ended up being on-set COVID compliance and health and safety and COVID compliance for film sets and live theater and things like that. And it was about half a year in when I realized that because we did that pivot, because we didn't just kind of stick with our plan and weren't stubborn, that we were working with producers and directors all around the country and people we were learning a tremendous amount from. And that wouldn't have happened if we would have just kind of stuck to the game plan in spite of how things were going. And it kind of got me thinking about me as a young actor and how I would think that, well, they tell me to audition, they tell me to do this, they tell me to do that. I'm going to do it the best. I'm going to be the best. And I didn't really take into account all the other factors that were going on. And I didn't really try to produce my own work or really try to leverage my other strengths as, for instance, a writer, which I identify as now. I was like, I'm an actor, I audition. I think for individual artists, there's so many shoulds that you get sort of externally applied, and you don't always get to internally generate your sort of why, the reasons for what you're doing. You know why you're doing it because you love it and it's your passion, but there's so many things that you're told you're supposed to do. And everybody who imposes those on you or suggests them, they have the best of intentions, but the fact of the matter is every path is not laid out the same for every person. And there are a million reasons why, especially preconceived notions, biases, and different things that are gatekeeper reasons why. Like auditioning is not the best path for every actor. Submissions are not contests are not the best path for every writer, et cetera, et cetera. But if you are just banging your head against the wall doing what you should do and not sort of diversifying your approach, you're going to get really good, I think, at the audition period and not really good at the craft. You're sort of practicing the opening of the gate, as it were. So my big thing was coming away from this, if I could put, I don't want to call it a silver lining because I don't want to make light or be glib about the situation we face with the global pandemic, but coming away from it as an artist, I realized if you can diversify and be amenable with your approach, you can really learn a ton. And not just about how you approach the industry, but what the industry is in general. In fact, there are some people for whom auditioning will never yield work. And there are some people for a variety of reasons, usually their race or their gender or whatever their identity is, they may never get into a training program or they may never get into the things that traditionally mark you as someone who is worth looking at. But that doesn't mean you're not worth looking at. It doesn't mean you should not do those things or try for those things, but it just means not to put all your eggs in one basket. And stubborn as I was as a young person, I thought if I just pushed hard enough, putting all my eggs in that one basket would pay off. And what I've come to find out is the more I let my passions take me where they're going and don't try to achieve and make it so much production mindset, the more I learn and the better I get at all the things I'm interested in doing. So if I had to say one thing to somebody, I would say diversify your approach. Don't get super good at auditioning. Don't take all the classes for auditioning if you want to be an actor. Keep working, keep writing, do the things that inform you as a person. Practice your craft and practice auditioning, but don't make it the only thing you do because it'll make your craft sort of empty. And then you don't want to get to a place where I will say where I was, where you're kind of looking at what you're doing. You're not really sure why you're doing it anymore. So yeah, diversify your approach. I'm not, it's not even my wisdom. It's Bruce Lee would talk about saying, he would say, don't lift too much weight. You'll get too bulky and slow. Don't run too much. Your feet will get slower. He was always a big fan of trying multiple things. And if I could steal wisdom from him and sort of, I guess, dilute it down into a dumber version, that's really what I would say is don't put all your eggs in one basket as a creator. You can follow me on Twitter at St. Genesius or on Instagram as the incomparable Josh. There's not much going on, but there will be soon. I'm going to disappear and go to travel the world for a little bit. But when I come back, you can look out on pillowfortproductions.com. You'll see there's some new stuff coming your way. And you can always see updates or at least pictures of me if you just want to put a face to the voice at joshua-noble.com.
You've been listening to Mistakes in the Making. If you have your own mistake that you've made while in the film industry and you want to let others know so they don't make the same mistake, reach out to us at contact@bonsai.film and we'll take it from there. You can also reach out to us on social media at _Bonsai Creative on Instagram and Twitter. And you can search for us on YouTube and Facebook by searching for Bonsai Creative. You can also visit our website where we have industry insights and links to all of our podcasts and so much more at www.bonsai.film. And thank you for listening.